Japan occupied the Philippines for over 3 years until the surrender of Japan. A highly effective guerrilla campaign by Philippine resistance forces controlled 60% of the islands, mostly jungle and mountain areas. On Sunday, December 7, 1941, shortly before 8 a.m., Japan launched a surprise attack on the United States of America by bombing the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The base was attacked by 350 Imperial Japanese aircrafts, though the raid only lasted 75 minutes. Japanese destroyed nor damaged nearly 20 American naval vessels, including 8 battleships and more than 340 airplanes. Over 2,400 Americans died and many more were wounded. While the attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise, tension between the US and Japan are deteriorated over the decade, in particular with regards of Japan's expansion into China. The plan for attacking Pearl Harbor was to destroy the US Pacific Fleet, a move which may give the Japanese time to carry out its plan to keep control of the Pacific without US interference. The shock of the attack without declaration of war enriched the American public and rallied the nation to get behind the war many hoped to avoid. On December 8, the Japanese forces under the command of Masaharu Homma bombarded Nichols Field, the air and naval defenses in Davao, Tuguegarao, Baguio, Ibazambales, Tarlac, and Clark Field, the strongest U.S. military installations in the Pacific, killing more than 2,897 Americans, wherein Manuel Quezon, the former president of the Philippines, felt that the Philippines will be the next target. Thus, its armed forces formed an alliance with the U.S., forming the USAF, which is under the command of General Douglas MacArthur. And during December 10, the Japanese made their first landing in Apari and Vigan. 2 days later, in Legazpi, Albay, Davao, and in Lingayen, Pangasinan on December 22. Manila declared by MacArthur as an open city to prevent its destruction. War Plan Orange 3 renamed as Rainbow 5, a war plan which ordered all troops withdraw to Bataan Peninsula. During the Japanese period, Japanese restrictions were provided wherein the ban on the use of antenna and radio transmitter were prohibited. Also, the maintenance of curfew and blackouts, ban on travel, and impositions of martial law. Also, the Japanese period caused problems includes food scarcity, escalating prices of commodities due to serious inflation of the Mickey Mouse money, wherein all the financial institutions were closed and controlled by Japan. We also have the hoarding and the profiteering, maltreating, and the abuses by Japanese forces, especially to women. The Filipino collaborators includes the Palaks, the armed with bamboo spears and acted as guards for the Japanese. The Pampers, with rifles, wore blue denim with short pants. The United Nippons, armed with rifles as part of the Japanese military. The Makapili, the most dreaded group, the Ganaps, spies for the Japanese military, and the Pulahanes acted as guides.